What's up, Starcraft fans? Can Hada and Horner solo a co-op mission using only their top bars? It sounds like an insane proposition because they need an army to get things done. So with that, I will try it using Galactic Gunrunners. This means that my airstrike platforms are not capped to 10. They're capped as many as I can make with 200 supply, but they cost 100% more, so 200 minerals, 200 gas. My masteries for this one will be Strike Fighter Air Effect to really make use of those airstrikes. I'll go with, well, this second doesn't really matter. And the third one I'll go with Magmine Charges, Cooldown, and Arming Time so I can use more of those Magmines. So map will be Missed Opportunities. This is the one where we have to defend Stetman's bots from the enemies as they try to defeat them. We also have to clear out the Terrazine Geysers so that Stetman's bots can harvest from those. So thank you to Notorious Thief who is supporting me in the Mobility Trade tier, and Darth, Lucinous, and Pewterness, and Shadow Archon who are supporting me in the Pulse Cannon tier. And thank you to all my supporters on Patreon. So again, objective is to defend the harvesting bots as they harvest from the Terrazine Geysers and do not let more than one bot die on brutal difficulty. I am on the Maguro map of Missed Opportunities Terran version. That means I will fight against a Terran enemy. And the composition I have selected is the bio, the classic bio composition, since that consists of just Marines, Firebutt, some siege tanks. They're all ground. They will all get hit by my airstrikes. So first thing is to, of course, create workers. This part can be kind of just glossed over. I start with a fast galleon so I can start my tech. The tech is really important here. I need to rush up to airstrikes, and you can see I'm getting the gas right away. In fact, after I get my command center constantly producing workers, I just rush out the gas right away. The gas is my constraining resource here because the galleons, or rather the airstrikes, cost 200 gas each. So I have to mine as much of them as possible. I will take my expansion, but as I stipulated earlier, I cannot use anything other than workers and top bars. So I have to kill these rocks using just workers. So with that, I will start rallying my command center to the expansion area so I can saturate the workers. I put down a set of magmites here along the path that the bots will take. The bot will spawn from this here base on the right, and it will follow these tracks on the ground to the areas, these Terrazine Geysers, where they will harvest Terrazine to return back to Stetboy. So I have placed these magmites along the path here so that when the bot comes to harvest the first area, which is over here, these units will be aggroed to that bot and run into my magmites. The second set I put down over here to intercept the first wave. Our first wave usually goes through here, especially if it's bio. They're all ground, so they can't just fly over it. Now you can see I have a worker wailing away at these rocks. Again, I cannot use anything other than workers and top bars, just workers and top bars. You can see I am rushing out my armory. The armory will allow me to make my airstrike, which I will use heavily, quite heavily. I'm actually getting the fusion core first so I can get the fire upgrade for my airstrikes. That'll be quite important for later on. You can see I'm just rallying my workers. This one I used to create the next supply depot. You can see the magmine's working perfectly well. This one just barely missed this group. I actually kind of wanted to hit that group as well to minimize my difficulty later on, but that's fine. I can probably just bust through that at some point in the game. You can see I have just workers breaking through these rocks. I cannot use the galleon even just to break these rocks. I have to use workers. Right now, the harvesting bot has appeared. It is a few seconds away from floating toward this harvesting, or this Terrazine guys over here to harvest the Terrazine. While that's happening, I'm still breaking down the rocks. You can see the enemy will attack, but they will aggro the magmines, or yeah, my magmines in process. So the magmines, you can see, gave a little bit of vision, which allowed me to drop these magmites over here to take care of the next attack wave. I used this galleon over here to give vision. I will not attack using this galleon. See, 0 damage. I just use to provide vision for my airstrike. This airstrike will, rather this space station will explode and kill these banshees, which are very important to take out. They are air units and they cannot get hit by my airstrikes. But my magmines that can hit air but they can also shoot down my magma as quickly as they deploy. So I kind of need to make sure that the airstrike or the space station destroys those banshees. Since I dropped down another set of magmites, they weren't quite enough to destroy the attack wave, unfortunately. So I had to use an airstrike to clean them out. The good news is half of them was already taken out, so I just need to use one. With the mastery points on extra range on the airstrike, I was able to just deal as much damage as possible. You can see I have 8 workers here. It turns out I think I need only 6 workers there to fully harvest that geyser. I don't really need to destroy the set of rocks. I probably can, but I found out that I don't really need the extra mineral income because I'll be flowing a lot of gas this game. So I just put a few extra workers in the gas and not really waste time trying to destroy the rocks. You can see the fire upgrade. The fire upgrade has completed for the airstrike. That will leave, well, fire on the ground, and that will deal continuous damage to ground enemy units on that spot for a lot of seconds. You can see I'm building a depot right here. The depot is to aggro the enemy to my depot instead of the harvesting bot. Building another one down here to make sure that the enemy doesn't go very far. Dropping a set of mag mines in each of these spots. The enemy comes from here, here, and here. They will come through that, they will aggro the mag mines, and they will get destroyed. Theoretically. So now, you can see I'm starting to build more and more of these platforms. I have 6 over here. I have another one over here, so I have 7 in total. And I'm just going to get more and more. As I get 200 gas and 200 minerals, I'll build more and more of these strike platforms. You can see that set just walks straight into my mag mines. Most of them do get taken out. I do need to use this other one to finish off that set. This set of mag mines will completely delete that attack wave. Well, not completely. There's that one medic who will annoyingly trigger all my mag mines here. That was actually unfortunate. That wasted a whole cooldown. Well, 80% of a cooldown. I use an airstrike here to kind of take out these areas in advance. Pre-clearing is important in co-op, especially on this map, because the bots will harvest this area later. So also this area. So I cleared it out in advance so I didn't have to kind of rush toward it later on. I am saving up my airstrike for use later on in the game. I was actually planning to use that on a 10-minute wave, and I think I will. See, this set of mag mines deleting most of that, but there was a tank remaining here, so I have to use another one. That was unfortunate. I actually could have targeted all of them with the same airstrike. Unfortunately, I just couldn't aim well enough. I actually tried to send this SCV to build this depot, but instead of getting warned appropriately, Horner decided that the 10-minute wave needed announcing. So, I mean, for most players, it does need an announcing, but I kind of already knew when it comes. But so I probably could have used the warning that my SCV was under attack, rather than the attack wave getting announced. But it's fine. They can't really program that. So I have this mag mine here, 1 mag mine, and I will use that to destroy this marauder over here, theoretically. But as you can see, sometimes it just barely misses, which is unfortunate, but again, what can you do? Looks like there will be more geysers soon. All I can do is just kind of use another airstrike, waste an entire airstrike on that. I have another space station available, so I drop, well, apparently not. Oh, yeah, there we go. I drop it on there. Take out the Vikings. And these air defenses, once it drops nuke, the bunker goes down. Another Raven, there was Raven here. I used up its energy by dropping mag mines near it, and now it has no longer any energy. It will get deleted by my mag mines. Probably could have used the vision here to drop a few more mag mines or airstrikes here, but what can you do? Command center is going down. I'm flowing a lot of minerals, so I figured I'll use command centers to kind of block the enemy attacks from actually getting there. Bots are on their way, commanders. Dropping more mag mines here for no reason. Well, actually, there's a reason. The attack wave likes to go through here occasionally. Now I have these command centers going up.
Here come the bad
I
guys.
see
Who are they again?
these guys. In hindsight, I probably should have used the air fleet here. My job might have been easier if I used the air fleet here, so I probably could have an easier time clearing out the future areas. But that's fine. 80% of the cooldown
So I'm not
still
saying
goes
you have
through.
to,
They
but
still
if you
deal their
want to,
damage, so it's
bring
fine.
that Bell-shear glider I mentioned. You don't have
Dropping
to
an airstrike here. I'm targeting the fire bats because they tend to walk a little closer. So they tend to stray ahead of the pack. So when it hits, my idea is to hit the fire bat, and the Marines will walk through the fire and get burned. There was a singular Marine here, but the harvesting bot does have its own gun. The more you know. The harvesting bot does have its own. It has a singular kill here, which is fine. It's not a big deal. But as you can see, I'm starting to get to that crazy massive airstrikes. I currently have 18 here in the main, and another one here, or another 2 here in the expansion. So that's 20 airstrikes, 20 bombing platforms ready to dispatch of Amon's forces. You can see I even have the SCV repairing this command center here, just to keep the enemy in place so they don't become quite a nuisance later on. Well, 2 of my magma still dead. This does still do a pretty decent amount of damage. Targeting these hybrids. These hybrids are kind of annoying actually to take out using the airstrikes because they have a lot of health. This one has 1,000 health, so that requires about 4 airstrikes to delete just a singular one. Next attack wave will hit in about 30 seconds. It's a 15-minute, 30-second attack wave, so you need to be ready with an airstrike as well as my airstrikes to delete that. In hindsight, I probably should have used the air fleet at 7 minutes to clear out this area of air units, but it's fine. Can't really predict everything. I guess I floated this command center over here to kind of tank and keep the enemy in place while I bombard them. That thing is on fire. Currently on fire. Now I use the air fleet, the calling the fleet here. Unfortunately, it's not quite targeting the high. I actually wanted the air fleet, the calling the fleet, to target the big hybrids here. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough, so they just kind of walk on past. The good news is I do have another command center here to kind of hold them in place, and I just keep dropping my airstrikes until there are no longer any hybrid. It's kind of wasteful. It is indeed wasteful, but it's kind of more important than, you know, dying. Staying alive and not getting my ally destroyed is more important than saving my cooldowns for a rainy day. You can see I dropped another airstrike here to give me vision of these guys, so I clear out the Thor. See, I'm building even more of these command centers and even more of the airstrikes. I currently have, well, a lot. That's 2 of them. And well, yeah, I have a whole lot of them. I have 28, at least 28. With the airstrike over here, this will take out this Banshee. Yes, you can see this, the little blur over there. There is in fact a Banshee. There was in fact a Banshee. Now there isn't. I try to build command center here, but these guys just gave away their position, and they're not even gonna move because, you know, they're aim units. They don't really think. They just do. Another command center going down over here. More command centers in construction that will allow me to tank more enemy attacks, to just buy more time for my airstrikes and the bots to go on their merry way.
I thought it was funny.
Another SCV producing this airstrike over here. I have actually not spent gas on anything other than airstrikes and their upgrades, and the fusion core, and the armory. But other than those 4, I haven't really spent any gas. You can see I'm up to 30. I have 30 airstrikes waiting to be deployed. This command center is almost done. I will use that to give vision as well as tank and keep the enemy in place so that my airstrikes can get the vision that they need to shoot down these enemy waves. Smashed in pieces. Let's see, I drop more airstrikes here. Just delete those guys. So now that I see the Banshees going on here, I drop a couple of mag mines to, I hope, delete them. You can see this command center does go down, but it does give me vision of these two siege tanks. Well, not the command center. The earlier airstrike does give me vision of the two siege tanks, so I can just deploy them. What the command center is held those tanks in place long enough that I can actually get my airstrikes there. You can see more siege tanks. This one is close to going down, but my SCV patrol, my SCV train has made it in time. And now a singular marine remains. That will not be enough to destroy my command center, so I can just keep repairing it. Now the SCVs are repairing the other SCV. Because the marine was like, hey, this command center's health is going up instead of down. I thought when I attack things, its health goes down. I figured, oh, I should attack that SCV repairing that command center, so I can maybe hit the command center and destroy it even faster. But I was wise to that Marine's move and just killed it with another airstrike. Again, in this case, better to use up an airstrike than to not have it, or then just just let it sit on your top bar unused and wasted. Dropping more airstrikes, deleting these is actually going really well so far. The fourth set of bots are all on their way back, and I barely have any of them remaining. I only have one base remaining, and they're all here. The fourth set, arguably, has the widest stretch of area to defend from enemy attacks. The fourth area
My fleet is ready for
does have stronger waves.
More commanders. Bots.
It does have stronger waves, but they're all closer together, so I can kind of keep control of the area. Or at least better, yeah. It applies mostly to other commanders, but for Han and Horn in particular, the benefit is not having to move your screen around so much when you use your airstrike. Again, the airstrike does take out all those enemy units, and I'm able to bank up a few of these mag mines in case I need to use them for later on. See Robin over there? I cannot hit it with airstrikes, so I just use mag mines instead. I do not want this to be alive later on to drop more of those auto turrets on the harvesting bots. That is something I do not need to be playing against.
Just a little more terrazine to go.
You can see I'm making more command centers and filling quite a bit of minerals. The purpose of these command centers, again, is just to block the enemy approach from destroying the harvesting bots. The harvesting bots are the most important. They are the main objective of the game. So I actually want to keep them alive. More command centers going up, again, just to sandbag the path of the enemy so that they cannot punch their way into the harvesting zone of the terrazine. I like how that one just randomly activated. That's a pretty neat effect. Although I wish it could have, kind of exploded into action rather than just popped open. I just kind of wish that Blizzard had their typical, well, no longer is, but they used to have a certain polish to their games where you could see a certain animation play out when this geyser activates. Unfortunately, they do not have that for co-op. It's a bit sad, but in the end, it's not really necessary. It's not really a core component of the game, so it's fine. I can let that one go. In my base, can you see how many airstrikes this is? So many airstrikes! My goodness, that's a crazy amount of airstrikes. They're all ready and waiting to be deployed, but in my mind, not yet, because I need them for the attack waves that will come towards Stat Boy's harvesting bots. I tried to destroy the SCV, but it just kind of walks through. That's unfortunate. It's a little unfortunate. Attack wave coming through here. You can see I actually don't have any SCVs. That might be a little dicey. I do have airstrikes just launching in time for the attack wave. Just keep adding more of these airstrikes. Just keep adding more and more. You can see that these command centers are on fire, but it's better that the command centers are on fire than the bots. The siege tanks, the command centers are doing exactly what I got them to do. All I need them to do is to make sure that these bots are unmolested as they make their way toward the geysers. And these marines are just fodder. They will go down in short order. Another attack wave from here. You can see I just blocked up all the possible entrances. with buildings.
Glider's not long for this world,
Because the enemy is too stupid to just walk past the buildings and gun straight for the main objective. Which I'm not complaining about, not complaining about that. I'm just saying they are really stupid.
Base is under
Another attack wave. I'm at the point where I can actually, I have 20 airstrikes to spare. I can just keep letting it rain at this point because I'm just getting more and more of these things. It's amazing. It's beautiful. When you can just have enough stuff to throw aim on and it doesn't matter. Ooh, that's inhumane. More attack wave. That's kind of a whiff. Only 3 of the airstrikes actually hit. That's kind of sad. I dropped another airstrike here to finish off what's left. Got some spooky boys here. I need to destroy those, otherwise they will start nuking my base. It is imperative, critical, important that I nuke down those spooky boys. Attack wave coming over here. Very nicely targeted on siege tanks by me. Thank you, me. That was very complimentary. Thank you. I appreciate your appreciation, me. Anyway, next attack wave is at 2803. So I just decided to drop all my mag mines here. How many mag mines are these? I don't know. Someone in Twitch chat, someone in the comment section, count how many mag mines there are here. You guys can probably tell how many. Yeah, you guys probably can predict how many mag mines just detonated here in front of Ammon's whole army, which apparently didn't even kill the whole army, which is kind of pathetic. That's kind of pathetic if you think about it. The hybrid just tanks so much health, tanks so much of my firepower, that its infantry behind it can just waltz through after the nuke. And like, yeah, my dude in front just tanked that, so I get to walk free.
base is
But
under attack.
I have more firepower right behind that. I will not let these attack waves live for long. They will be taken out, deleted, eliminated, flushed down the toilet, and made not a thing. So that was the last wave, and with that, I have officially completed this map on brutal difficulty using nothing but top bars and SCVs. That was kind of crazy. I did pick myself a very easy composition. This is all ground. Everything here, every single enemy here, well, not every single enemy, every single attack wave here is ground based. So I can just rain down fire using these airstrikes.
Nice work,
And
Commanders.
the one
You've done science
wouldn't really
a great
cost me that
service
much
today.
because the game is already
Now,
over.
any chance-
Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea for what else I can do, please leave that in a comment. Score screen wise, I did 125,000 damage. Most of that, as you can see, was in the strike fighters. Then the second highest were the mag mines, which also I predicted correctly. That was in top bar. I don't actually have. That's funny. Call the Fleet is the 4th top bar. Coop Caster Horn is probably the 3rd top bar. And I have a 1.6 here that's SCV. That's why I said that I would also allow SCVs. It's top bars and SCVs because I also need a way to break the rock. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea for what else to do, please leave that in a comment. I'll see you guys next time.